Y'all were supposed to talk when this comes up, right? You know that.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I must be on a latency or something because I just saw it come up now. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show of PubChat.
We're
Tonight,
so organized tonight.
we are so very organized. Everything is very much fly by the seat of your pants tonight. As the intro said, we are joined by fuck all, and as is the tradition in PubChat, we're going to be talking about fuck all. But before we get around to it, let's have a look around the table and see who's with us today. Let's see. Blue Marble Science, how are you today, sir?
Say something, for fuck's sake.
You're muted, Blue.
How long you been doing this?
All right. I'll come back to him. Colon, how are you today, sir?
Oh, I'm just chilling out and relaxing. I had a fantastic couple of days off work. Went for a nice long drive on Tuesday, and I visited a friend of ours. And my God, man, he can cook a steak. Mr. Barman, credit to you.
Oh yeah, that's right. I saw that on Twitter. You had some of Barman's food. Excellent.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. It's a nice place, nice atmosphere, friendly. Got a picture of me behind the bar with him. Yeah, social distancing, obviously.
Of course. Excellent. Well, good to have you with us. And he's not around too much lately, but when he is, it's such a treat. Oi, Jutmonkthedrunk Monkey. How are you today, sir?
Oi, fucking oi, sir. Yeah, I can't shout because I'm at my parents', so doesn't mean that I can't call them fucking globe-denying backward thinking, absurdly ludicrous, cockeyed wank stains, though, does it?
I just have to do it with a little bit more subtlety.
Yes, exactly.
Well, good to have you with us, man.
Cheers.
And Queen of the Goats herself, Krafty Keelah, how are you today?
I'm doing all right. I've had a chill day with the family and just got a few things done. So, yeah, I'm happy. How are you, Kevin?
I'm doing good. I've just recently moved, as most of you probably know. I moved all the way across the country, and I'm now living with the Dawson, which is pretty cool. I'm having a really good time. I'm loving being surrounded by mountains for the first time in my life.
That's awesome. Yeah, you never get used to that, and you never take it for granted. If you've lived in a place like Dublin, or if you've lived in a place that's completely flat and just buildings, then when you actually get the scenery, you never take it for granted.
Absolutely. Yeah, it blows me away every time I go outside. It's just mountains in every direction. Not really mountains, they're the foothills of the Rockies, but close enough.
That's awesome. And hello, chat.
What was that, Jet?
Well, yeah, I was going to say, I think as well, like, if you look at photographs of mountains, they don't do them any justice. When you actually there, you see the enormity. It's fucking amazing.
Right. It's being there on the ground, seeing them from the ground that really gives you the sense of scale.
Or climbing them and just looking down. That's just as much fun.
Yeah. Anyway, Kev, just to drop the tone of this place down completely, I just want to remark it must be wonderful living with Dick.
It is. You know what? It really is.
Kevin loves Dick.
I tell you what, he actually invited me over to live with him not that long ago. I was like, yeah, a bit far, Dick, but nice offer though, mate.
It sounds like we're going to end up with a communal over there.
It's a known truism. Everyone needs a little dick in their lives. And I saw Blue Marble Science. He was away for a moment, but he's come back now. Big Blue, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing well. Sorry about that. Had to step away for a minute.
That's all good.
Doing great. How about you guys?
Oh, I'm doing good. Yeah. How's Cavendish going?
Cavendish is progressing slower than I would like, but lots of things to do aside from Cavendish. I got other things I got to do too. So,
mm-hmm.
But I'm working on
it slow, right? I mean, you want it done fast, or you don't want it done right?
Yeah, it's not hurting anything. I didn't have any timetable to begin with, so I'm putting the frame together now. I'm probably 50% done with it. I thought I'd finish it this week, but I don't know that that'll happen. We'll see. Got a lot of work to do left to do yet, though.
All right, excellent.
Yeah.
Well, as always, good to have you with us.
Oh
boy, the big brain has joined us. AB Science, how are you today, sir?
I didn't mean to jump into Blue's little thing there, but yeah, how are you doing?
Doing all right. You know, it's PubChat, so we have absolutely nothing on the docket.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
We just
casual
chatting
chat.
shit like we did when we went to the pub.
Yeah,
Just chatting
just
shit.
casual shit. And that's what I'm down for tonight. I just got home, just came back from the lab, crack open a beer and chilling for a bit. So thought I may as well join.
Yay.
Excellent. Well, always good to have you with us. And producing the show, cannot forget, #WhatAboutBool. Booleanenator, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing good. Yes, people, I'm producing the early pub chat today, which I'm guessing means we're only going to have one pub chat today.
Yep,
We're
because we're
thinking-
shooting the shit.
Yeah,
Right.
Are we doing shit?
we're thinking that. I'm not sure if that's going to be a regular thing or not, but I think we're thinking of that just because difficulties in like production crew of like having a North American crew and a European friendly crew, and how many times does the content of the UK pub chat end up spilling over into the NA pub chat? But they almost might as well be one long show.
Yeah.
Sounds like it. I was just going to remark, Kev, isn't this the early, late, early show?
No, and it's just one show, and trust me, I won't be doing a fucking long one because I'm knackered. And I have to get up at 6 o'clock.
We have a demon in the chat again as well. Hi, Irish
see
demon. And
You
can I
said,
just say,
demon.
we do have someone with the best name ever, beyond the imaginary Dell.
That's
Well,
good.
there was a Dell's water heater earlier in Irish Demon's stream he done earlier.
Dell's the water heater.
Oh, Dells?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wouldn't
Pratt's
that
Not
be
water
Dell's,
heater?
no,
Dan?
sorry, not Dell. Daniel Pratt's water heater.
Yeah.
That was-
Oh,
Daniel
yeah.
Pratt.
Sorry, I'm
yeah.
stoned.
He's a great guy. No, I chat to him quite regularly. He's actually got a couple of different names I've known of.
To be honest with you, it'd be just as funny if it was actually Dell's water heater, because you can't really tell them apart at some point. They all act the same anyway.
Have you got some
Someone's
for
hungry.
everyone, Boo?
Yeah, man. If you're gonna
Everybody want a
Oh,
diet
you
monster? Everybody
bastard.
want a diet monster? Here we go. There you go.
Oh, then
Gone, you guys.
what's the big stupid on everyone's mind today? Who wants to start?
Oh, I've got an oscopy done. The
Oh,
next
God.
installment of the oscopies are on the way. I was contemplating sending it to Tatty today, but he said he'd had a bad day. So I'm not going to impart that much stupid on him.
You might have made his day.
Oh, believe me, it would
Hang on.
not. It's
Monkey?
taken me 3 weeks
Monkey?
to do the damn thing.
Yes.
You have not experienced a colonoscopy. Not to the level of this.
Okay then.
It's terrifying. It's terrifying.
What is it? One
Those
of
are
his wonderful videos that he drags from the depths of YouTube.
Oh,
Torturous
no, we
as
do
hell.
it slightly.
Oh no.
No,
Well,
his
actually,
Worse than that.
his colonoscopies are like real colonoscopies, but instead
I've
of
had
giving
one
you
of those.
Only for the brain.
instead of giving you actual anesthetic, they give you a placebo.
That's lovely.
Alcohol required.
The placebo
lots
effect
of-
starts to wear off about halfway through the procedure.
Yeah, then that really fucking sucks.
Then the full horror of it starts to come into view. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically like loose torture would be a nice way of putting it.
The word loose in reference to a colonoscopy, please.
They're so much fun, I can tell you from experience. Yes.
Yeah,
Uh,
from experience. Yeah. I've been down that
I'm
road as well.
The thing is, this one I'm thinking of dropping. It's going to take at least 2 hours to get through it all, and that's a conservative estimate.
Jesus,
All right, and I've
come
got-
on, the kind of shit you normally send Nicola, people talk like that. If this is too much for you, fucking hell.
So back last Friday, I think it was it last Friday? or the Friday before, where we had the first taste of a colonoscopy on the channel, and yeah, it was
taste of
wow,
a colonoscopy.
crazy.
The
Intentional.
last thing you want to do is put your lips around it.
The puns intentional and unintentional are flowing like water.
Flowing like an enema.
Yeah, you're gonna need one. Well,
You know when you start to show in the shits, the only way is up.
What was that? What was that? Throw shit.
Oh God. We've triggered the monkey.
yeah, he's gonna be thrown in my direction.
Oh, just because I throw shit at you, it doesn't mean I like you or doesn't like you. It's just I just like to throw shit at humans. You're fucking weird.
Don't worry if I throw it back at you.
That's right. I'll catch it. Throw it right back at you.
I'm an honorary goat. I'm an honorary goat, so don't throw shit at me because it'll get mad.
Okay, all right then.
That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. The goat said that I'm an honorary goat. So
Kevin's easy. I'll just plonk one in his.
Oh, I fucking.
Yeah, we're
hate
down,
this.
eh?
No, it should come back up. There it goes.
Yeah.
There it goes. It's back. Whoop. Come
We
on.
had the spinning wheel of death.
Come on now, YouTube. Get your shit together.
I've got it. I've got it live in a whopping 144p.
Yay! It should come back because it's strong now.
yeah, no, we are back. We are back. Yeah, YouTube likes to be a fucktard every now and then.
Yeah, it's good like that.
Boy, no kidding. Has anyone heard the kind of controversy that's hit YouTube over the last week of a video that was clearly fake and staged and got several big channels struck? It was really odd because there was a point where you realize that YouTube has to be listening and is just not responding to anybody, because one channel that's just under 6 million subscribers, Moist Critical, he uploaded a reaction to this video and he got struck. And he went to Twitter pointing out that lots of other people have already uploaded this video. It's up all over the place. And he pointed out Markiplier used it in 2016. And so Markiplier retweeted him and said, well, fair is fair, YouTube. Where's my strike? And within minutes, they struck him.
Oh, fucking hell.
Jesus
Wait, what
Christ.
video
And
is this?
It's just a video of a bunch of guys dressed up in SpongeBob shit or something like that, and
Yeah.
acting
It's
out
like
some
it's like a fake road
type
rage
thing.
thing where all of these stuffed animals like get out of a vehicle and start beating up a guy, but it's all staged.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see that.
And yeah, they got struck for it, and eventually YouTube, pardon me, YouTube reversed its decision and responded to both Mark and Critical and said, "Look, this was clearly an overreach of our ability to do these kinds of things. This was a mistake, and we've retracted it, and we've retracted the strikes." And it turns out, if you look a little further into it, they weren't getting struck for violence. It wasn't the violence of the video; it's because they were children's cartoon characters, and it was conflicting with COPPA rules.
Heat Shield in the chat says YouTube is fucking scum. They won't remove a channel that literally kills cats for years.
Yes.
I
And that
remember when that
actually-
happened.
That's kind of part of what sparked all the outrage, was because Critical, a day before doing his video that got struck, he had done a video about this channel called Pollution Entertainment that, yeah, they just hurt and kill animals and upload it. And it's been around for years. And so he did a video about the outrage of this, and then a day later he got struck for a fake road rage fight.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well,
So that's,
but basically they got struck for copyright because, assuming Nickelodeon are so
Twats.
Jessica is asking in the chat, wasn't there a thing called Elsagate?
Oh, I think I remember that. I think that was when YouTube had to crack down on these weird, like, AI generated videos that were meant for kids, and it would just, like, the title would just be buzzwords. It'd be like pregnant frozen Elsa, Spider-Man, Hulk wedding. And it would just be like this horribly animated Fiverr crap, and they did crack down on it eventually. It's not really a thing anymore.
Yeah, based on Elsa from
Frozen.
Frozen.
Frozen, yeah.
It sounded shit.
It was messed up, man. There was like, because they're being generated by an AI, and AI doesn't know what kids like. It's just programmed to think it does, and they would end up producing some very weird, very inappropriate stuff.
I watched a very weird cartoon today around my friend's house called Shut Your Mouth. Anyone seen that?
I recognize the name, but I don't think I've ever watched it.
Oh man, they've all got their own unique hormone monsters. It's just fucking mental. Like, he's talking to his pubes, and then one of his pubes falls out. They're just kids, like, you know. But it's one of his pubes falls out, and he's like, "You're meant to be growing them, not losing them." Like, he's on his own, and he's like, "Please, just flush me down the toilet." It's just the fucking most insane thing I've ever seen.
In fairness, it's not the worst thing I've seen. I mean, if you remember the whole South Park pubes episode.
Oh yeah, no.
Someone in chat is saying it's called Big Mouth.
It's Big Mouth. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not a kids thing, though, is it?
No, it's not a kids thing. Definitely not a kids thing. They're kids in it, aren't they? Like, discovering sort of, they've all got their own hormone monsters, and I mean, just, I don't mean that like the pube thing was insane. I just mean the whole idea of the show was just fucking insane.
Yeah, I think it's on Netflix as well.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know. I'm not really one for cartoons unless it's like the early seasons of Archer.
My mate loves them. That's all he watches is adult cartoons. I can stand one or two, but that's about it, man.
Oh, and Rick and Morty.
Bored. Yeah, I've watched a few of those.
You have to have a high IQ to like Rick and Morty.
Oh, do you? Because that's some pretty fucking lowbrow shit.
Guy turns himself into a pickle, calls himself Pickle Rick. Funniest shit I've ever seen.
You know, there is a twist to all of this, that when you've got grandkids who come around to the house all the time and you're watching baby TV, the cartoons on there are really highbrow.
Yeah, I mean, not to start any earworms or anything, but there was a song that went around a while ago, that was designed to explain to children that sharks are not friends, and it was insane. It was really insane. My niece and nephew didn't stop singing it for weeks, and I don't mind. I don't mind saying it. I still like the song. I'm going to put it out there. People know what song I'm talking about. If you don't, you've been living under a rock. I still like that song. Don't know why. Just...
I've killed for less. The earworm is definitely there.
I was going to say, Keelah, you're allowed to be wrong.
I'm not wrong. Not on this. It is a catchy number, and I like catchy numbers. And there's a little dance to go with it. It's great fun.
Well, just as a matter of course, if anybody's interested in giving a flirt some education, just tell them to look up alpha blocks and number blocks. I'm sure they'll get the gist of
God. Graham Price in the chat says, that's the musical version of Stockholm Syndrome.
Yes, it is.
To be sure, there's always Charlie the Unicorn. Let's not forget about them.
Charlie!
Oh,
Didn't the same guys who made those... I was going to say, didn't the same guys make llamas with hats?
Yes.
Put a banana in your ear.
Just going to say, llamas with hats, 1 through 5. After 5, even 5 is a bit iffy, but after 5, no.
It gets weird and existential.
Yes,
real fast.
On purpose. And the whole point of it was, they made 1 to 3, and then they were working on 4, and they were like, "Oh, you're not doing enough. We want more of this. We want more of this, right?" So the creators basically said, "Fuck you. We're working. Well, we need to get the inspiration for them to make it decent. No. We just want content. We want content, right?" So what they did was they made it so dark and so weird and literally ridiculous. And as it goes on, you can hear the music towards the end getting really out of tune, just to show fuck you to the fans. You have to be really confident as a creator to say "fuck you," fans.
Yeah.
I think they did 12 of them in total.
Mippet69 wants to know if anyone's seen BoJack Horseman. I've seen it.
Yes.
I think I watched the first 3 seasons, and I'm like, the weird thing is, that's a comedy show that I watch, and the entire time I don't laugh, but I've got this kind of smirk on my face. So I guess it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There's loads of shows where I'll just kind of watch, and it's like they're not even particularly good, but it entertains me. And there's certainly, I think Archer is doing that at the moment. It's
I
just
like
kind of
Archer.
like I'll watch it, and like it will give me this smile on my face all through the thing, but I don't know. I never laugh anymore on it. Maybe I'm just.
Well, if they're kind enough,
okay.
if they're
Sorry,
kind
go on,
enough to
Blue.
add the laugh track, at least you know when you're supposed to be amused.
Yeah, well, but that's the point of a laugh track. It's because people, and I suppose that's also the other thing. It's like if you're on your own, you don't laugh because there's that kind of social psychology side of it that a laugh is an indicator that, like, I get the joke, other person who you're with laughs, and that's we get the joke, bonding experience. But I suppose you laugh less when you're on your own, and a laugh track does really help. But I do find them irritating.
I find them
think-
irritating and manipulative because if you've ever watched, there's edits on YouTube of The Big Bang Theory with the laugh track removed. It's horrific to watch.
Yeah. I vaguely recall that there was a cut of Friends without the laugh track, and Ross basically looks like a fucking sociopath.
Yeah. Well, it throws off the pacing of the show because without the laugh track, you start to notice that characters just stop talking for about 3 seconds, and then they keep going, and then they stop, and then they keep going. Very strange.
Yeah, but I would like to put out a challenge to the chat to make AB laugh. Not now, but in general. Go on our Discord and then try to make AB laugh. That'll be a little task for you. Homework, let's say.
Homework. Here's your assignments. I will mark your. I will give marks. I will grade your jokes.
Pete Shield in the chat wants to know if you should go to you, Krafty, for gardening advice.
I'm good with animals, not plants. I'm just going to say this, right? I kill cacti. I'm not good when it comes to plants.
All right, fair enough. At least you're honest.
Give me an animal, and I love working with any animal, and I will work with any animal, not a bother. Do not ask me to work with fucking plants. Nope. Didn't happen.
Do you kill them quickly, or do you make them suffer?
I don't do it intentionally. Okay, so I had back on the farm, I had a greenhouse attached to the house. So I was growing thyme, and I was growing different herbs and tomatoes and peppers and stuff, and I was doing well. And then I came home for a couple of weeks, back to Dublin for a few weeks to visit the family, and I mean literally like a week or two. And by the time I got home, everything was dead because nobody went up to the greenhouse and watered the stuff. And then I was just like, nah, can't be arsed. So I was doing well for a little while, and then just no.
The only thing I'm good at growing is weeds.
What, weed or weeds?
No, weeds.
That's a shame.
Not the useful sort. The very useless crap that ends up in the front yard.
Well, I just bought a new house, and we've got, there will be a garden there, and I've kind of told myself, like, I'm going to grow my own food. That's going to be problematic. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to kill it all.
Oh yeah.
I think the only thing that will survive is rosemary, because that turns out to be impossible to kill. But then again, supposedly Japanese peace lilies are impossible to kill, and yeah, that didn't work out.
In fairness, cacti are supposed to be impossible to kill, but people are quoting me in the chat now.
Well, in fairness, I would agree, and I think we've got a dead cactus. Mind you, I think that was mainly due to structural damage. But
Okay, I will say I did manage to keep an aloe vera plant alive.
oh,
That was the
I-
only thing.
See, I purposely cut up an aloe vera plant, but I mean, I don't know what you're going on about, you lot. I mean, I've just been sat here listening to you lot talk absolute fucking drivel.
That's
Oh,
what we
that can't be killed.
Well,
that
I'm
can't be
sorry.
killed.
Hold on,
Listen,
hold on,
right?
hold on.
A
I've
blowtorch
gotta-
will kill any fucking plant, all right?
that came through as "Say hi, Thomas Licata Pandora Vanderpump." Listen to LA to absolute fucking drivel. Brilliant.
It did translate me calling YouTube a fucktard to a fuck hard. So I don't know.
Electronic did translate me calling YouTube charge to a full card. Sonic did translate Nicholas YouTube challenge to a full card.
Yep.
We're gonna get stuck in the
And it
loop if we keep
translates me
doing
from
this.
YouTube to iPhone.
It's fuck
And I
hard.
get stuck away Pacifica.
I think
Play
I can
Pacific-
Welcome to
from here.
PubChat, lads.
Play Pacifica, play Pacifica.
Oh boy.
We have hang on. We
Elroy?
have about 45 people. We have about 45 people just listening to us giggling at what the autocorrect is saying.
El Royal,
The what- the
El
what
Royal, El
fucking
Royale,
pissed up
45
monkey
people.
says. Some
We
people
do
still
really-
coming to try to come to terms with the fact that there's a pissed up monkey on here. Sometimes I think, is this real? Trust me,
I
it's
think-
fucking real.
do you know what? I think Jutmonk has given the translate some booze tonight.
Booze.
I'm gonna drop down to my scout accent and see if it actually starts working in that kind of mode. See if
Oh
it actually
God,
picks up my chat and works it all out.
Oh, the scouts! Oh, the scouts! It hurts.
Love it.
All mode, I'll just go visit her.
It
We kan ook
completely
even
had a
zien hoe
dizzy
die,
fit.
So
we
you're
kunnen ook
gonna
even zien hoe dat ding Nederlands aanpakt.
so you're gonna put some ice cream on her and visit, huh? Is that what you're doing? All right.
Just need to see how it deals with that. I didn't even think. No, it didn't even pick it up as language.
In fairness, I've had such a fuck of a week. I needed this giggle. Oh Christ! They're all mad. I'm the only sane one.
No, you're not.
That's true.
Yeah, I was just going to remark on the comments, the conversation slightly earlier. I have trouble growing grass, and I actually mean the green stuff, not the other stuff. All right.
Oh yeah, so
They're both green. It's called chlorophyll.
Ooh, you just got
point.
schooled.
Good point. Oh, I just got taken down hard by the AB.
You know, I gotta
Yeah,
wonder though. I'm thinking of adding my accent to the mix. If I go full right on Canadian here and talk about getting a double from Timmy's, what does the subtitle do there, buddy?
It just got Timmy's wrong.
Kimmies.
Oh, yeah,
Kimmies.
pretty good.
Timmy's, but yeah, it understands
It's
the
very well.
double. I mean, you're fucking wrong for the double, but still.
And guys, we have a Professor Phil Bell in the chat. Hello, Professor Bell. I hope you're doing all right. Yeah, I've missed a lot of live streams, so yeah, hope you're doing well. We love you. Good to see you in the chat.
Hey,
Hello,
Bill.
Professor Bell, and I think I'm not sure if that's totally accurate. You said hello, mainly sane people. You underestimate us, sir.
Mainly same people, yeah. He means me. He means me.
Underestimate
Subtitles,
magnesium people.
Oh, it's too
It
good.
means me on the rest of my stomach magnesium.
We've chased Big Blue away. He's run away from you all because you're all
I'm still
weirdos.
here. I'm here.
Oh yeah, Big Blue. I've been meaning to talk to you about your Cavendish at some point when you're running experiments, because Colon sent me a video to look at about the Cavendish experiment. Now, I was a bit like, fuck it, I'm not going to do that because it's 45 minutes long. But
Don't.
guy shot himself in the foot.
Did he
giving
ever?
a 2-minute wrap up at the end where he outlines his main points. And of course, then I suddenly have something to work with.
43 minutes of drivel, 2 minutes
Yeah.
of I really screwed this up, didn't I?
So well, no, it's going to be educational. I'm going to talk about, what you can do with the Cavendish experiment and the true power of it that a lot of people don't really talk about because it requires some quite complex analysis, but it can be done. So I don't know, Blue, how are you going to be gathering your data?
Well, I had fully intended, and I still fully intend to try to replicate the manual method that Cavendish actually used, complete with the little vernier scales on the ends of the torsion beam, et cetera, et cetera.
All right.
Just to prove the point that you actually could have done. I mean, he did it, and you can still do it that way if you want to. Now, in addition to that, I've got a laser and a first surface mirror to mount at the center of the beam, and a little window in the box, and all of the stuff. So, and I'll run some calibrations on that.
And how are you going to detect the angle? Are you just shining it and going to measure it, or do you have CCDs?
No, I'm just going to have to measure it. I don't have I don't have another method in mind as yet. Although I'm open to suggestions, honestly, at this point in terms of data acquisition.
Yeah, because there is a thing. I mean, because yours is huge, and the one I've got it's tiny, and it's just got a little CCD which detects the laser as it oscillates.
Right.
And I was hoping on just getting a time resolved data set over time to kind of do some exciting stuff with it and see what happens. Because basically the point I'm going to be trying to make is that you have the GM1 M2 over R squared relationship for the force, and if you actually vary the mass, then independently you can validate every component of that equation, but it's that 1 over R squared component that is quite a challenge doing that analytically, unless you've got a full data set and you can approach it numerically. Quite interesting.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And at the moment I've got the large masses are, what are those things? 20 kilograms, I guess, thereabouts. And the small ones are they're three quarters of a kilogram. Pretty much exactly what Cavendish had for the small ones. But I'm also I'm gonna try to use some lower small masses, lower mass small ones. And get data that way. It's easier to vary them than it is to vary the big ones. The big ones are expensive anyway,
DKG Custom in the chat asks, what does the panel think of Jason of the Disbury family changing from Globe Light Tour to the COVID Truth Tour?
Oh. Yeah.
Have any of you seen that?
Been doing that. Yeah, Dave's doing it. Allegedly, Dave, he's going on the tour as well with it. He announced it a while back. Yeah, they're going to be covering about 19 different cities across the UK, going up and down and spouting shit as usual. So, yeah, if anybody's anywhere near them at the time, I did have a list of where where they were going to be and when, and I was thinking, maybe Birmingham, maybe Liverpool, maybe Manchester. I'll just go along and scream obscenities at them, or in Jutmonk's case, throw some shit.
Yeah, I'm not in favor of violence, but I wouldn't mind seeing them getting kicked in the nuts.
Well, if
If you
I'm
have any-
sorry, I'll fucking burn it down.
It's more
Oh,
dangerous than a globe lie to her, right? Because whatever, you think the Earth is flat. Oh, you think a pandemic that's ravaging the world is fake? That has ramifications.
Oh.
Well, that's the thing, though, isn't it? Is because a flat Earth is so fucking out there.
Yeah,
Well-
and, you know,
they're hopping
it's
on the
just
bandwagon.
fucking stupid. A lot of people say it's a gateway conspiracy. It really isn't. But the COVID stuff definitely is.
Just remember
Ireland-
when Dave speaks, just remember, hey, you know what? If you listen to this guy, you're listening to a guy who drinks his own piss, people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Give
you
him a
know,
breath, man. God's sake.
God, I can't.
In
It doesn't
Ireland-
surprise
in
me. It doesn't surprise me with him, but it's, at the same time, it's like, God, can't you guys find something better to do with your time than that kind of shit? Like, not you guys, but like people like allegedly Dave. He just pisses me off. He really does.
Yeah, in Ireland, in June, I think it was, we had 5 cases per 100,000. We're now up to nearly 40 per 100,000. So the idea that this is in any way, shape, or form fake. Yeah, we have people that are close to us that have lost members of their family, or my mum's cousin lost her husband. You know, when you say something like this is false, you then have to look into the faces of people that have lost their loved ones and call them liars. And that I cannot abide by. That is the lowest thing a human being can do when people are grieving.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's what I think about it. And the reason why they've changed the name is because they think it'll gain more traction. Because they know if they go and do the Globe as a Lie tour, they'll only get flat earthers. Whereas if they do something on COVID, like they're energy leeches. So they know if they do something on COVID and masks and stuff, they're going to get a bigger crowd of conspiracy bullshitters.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I'm sure they'll try and feed some flat earth shit in there too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Especially if they're the ones organising it.
In fact,
I mean, if you're willing to believe that COVID is fake, you're willing to believe the Earth is flat.
right, and putting it together
Well, I
just
wouldn't
makes
say
it
that. I
just the more fantastical, the more people will eat it up. So
I think they can definitely use the COVID stuff to get people in a conspiratorial mindset. But what they're doing is they're exploiting fear, and what you have to, what you know, because a lot of people are afraid, and I would say that, you know, the fear is not justified. The fear itself is quite dangerous, but it's just something you should be concerned about. And if someone goes around and say, actually, there's nothing to be afraid about, or if you look at Del Bigtree, for example, even, you know, will go as far as actually using fear to tell people to not be afraid. But with their conspiratorial mindset, they can redirect that fear. And I say it's over the top, but at least it's directed in the right place. But when you come in with that conspiracy bullshit, then you're taking all that fear and directing it into another direction, and taking the bit that you really should be concerned about, taking out off their minds, and that's dangerous, especially considering that, what do we know? We know that almost half of the population, or at least we don't know that, but that's the current thinking. Almost half the population is asymptomatic, or would be asymptomatic, and that is problematic, because if those people are not wearing masks and throwing fucking COVID parties or whatever stupid thing they're doing, then you are putting people at risk.
Yeah.
And no, it's not just the elderly. It is people with, underlying conditions, but it's not primarily, but it is not just people with underlying conditions.
Or just,
flu can fuck you up.
Yeah, just even having, because I know for myself, I have issues gaining weight, and because of that, I also have issues trying to retain heat, so I get sick very quickly, and when I get sick, it progresses very, very quickly, as people know from a couple of weeks ago. And the point of it is, you don't even realize how low of an immune system you have unless you've been to a doctor, unless you manage yourself properly. Saying that I don't get sick doesn't mean that you won't get sick, or that you won't pass it on to someone else. And that's the bigger worry.
And precisely, and that's also the whole bullshit around, making sure that people have a strong immune system and stuff like that. Take your vitamins and, make sure that you are healthy. It's like, well, that's not going to prevent you from catching the disease. That's only going to help you speed up your recovery, right? Unless you've had the disease, you are going to get it if you are exposed to it. It's simple as that. How good your immune system is only really affects the speed of your recovery. It's not going to prevent you from catching it.
Right.
Yep.
It's not going to prevent you from being infectious.
And folks, I found out a couple days ago on the Morning Wood, we had Scientist Mel on the show, and Scientist Mel says they're finding COVID in sperm and in gametes. So it's now a sexually transmitted disease as well.
Jesus.
Yeah. So it's not just I sneezed on you, you got it. You can get it through intercourse. You can get it through. And you can be totally asymptomatic and get it and pass it on.
But in fairness, I mean, you've got to look at it then, if that's correct, then you've got to look at it on the bright side. As kind of some early surveys have shown that, I'll prefix this with everyone at the start of the lockdown said, it's like, oh shit, there's going to be an entire COVID generation of babies. There's going to be a baby boom because everyone is at home and fucking. Turns out that that's completely not true because people are too miserable to be fucking.
Yeah, pretty much. And again, just coming back to the question, like the reason why they've done it is to be opportunistic, is to spread their bullshit to other conspiracy theorists, or those that are opening their mind up to conspiracy theorists because they're frustrated at the situation.
Yeah, at the end of the day, these people are grifters. And the weird thing is they may not even be aware that they're grifters. So they may not even realize that they're doing this because of those reasons, or at least because of the grift, right? They just think, it increases my exposure and stuff like that and helps me get those messages out. But at the end of the day, they're just fucking grifters. They may be a shut eye or not, they're grifters.
Just to say, Jutmonk is having trouble getting back on the panel. Yeah, Google Meets doesn't like Jutmonk at the moment. But then it doesn't like any of us at the moment, so...
Yeah, sorry about that. I just had my little granddaughter in my arms, putting her to bed. So I'm back.
Yay!
Yeah. By the way, I'd just like to apologise to the rest of the panel and to the whole of the EiE Network that AB hasn't been around for quite a while. I suddenly remembered I sent him Ken Wheeler. Sorry, dude.
Was it you that sent me Ken Wheeler? Or?
Yes. Furious about this, and you went, oh my god, I've got to take this down.
Colon is evil.
You've had months of fun with him.
Oh yeah, I mean, to be honest, like part 1 through to 5, I wrote out over a couple of weeks. I was doing some magnetic force microscopy, which is fucking tedious because basically you align everything, you press go, and then you take one image, but that takes about 45 minutes, and then you have to do that about 100, 200 times to get a reasonable data set. So I kind of wrote most of it when I was doing that. Ironically, that stuff would not be possible if Ken Wheeler were correct about anything. But so I actually wrote most of that, and then I had the Christmas break and recorded most of them. But I thought I'd leave the last one just to see what comments come in, and yeah, I've had a bit of fun with it. My God, painful.
AB, according to the subtitles, the way that you do magnetic, what was the word you're saying?
Magnetic force microscopy.
Magnetic force microscopy. According to the subtitles, the way you do that is you lie about everything and then press garden.
I press garden. Well, yes. I do lie about everything, and yeah, I do press a lot of gardens, whatever that means.
Awesome.
Subtitles are on a roll today. Oh, is that Blue?
Now they're talking about goblins. I don't know what's going on.
That's when you do say gardens, it translates gardens to goblins.
Because goblins come up so much more than gardens.
Oh, now it's Dublins. Now it's Dublins.
What about Dublins?
Well, it just picks up the Irish accent. It just goes, oh, Dublin, Dublin, Dublin.
Because Dublin's come up so much more than me, God. And now it's Dublin, Dublin. I fucking love these subtitles.
Oh, God. Funny.
Well, I like the fact that it's calling out my hometown. It makes me feel special. The subtitles
finally made it back.
Oh, you're back, Jutmonk.
Hey.
Fucking hell, man. I just couldn't. I'm a fucking monkey, and at the end of the day, I mean, you know, trying to work these fucking stupid square things you call phones, you lot are stuck to them. I have to fucking watch them to watch idiots.
And somebody sent us a chat.
I just watched it. I just watched it change what Jutmonk said. He was a funky monkey. It said he was a funky bunky, and then it turns to a funny bungee. I was like, what the hell?
So yeah, we got a super chat in from Jackalope Herdmaster for $2. He says, nothing special to say, just enjoying the stream. Sometimes it's just good to have like shoot the shit kind of thing.
Thank you for that, Jackalope. Much appreciated.
Absolutely. Rock and roll.
That's awesome.
Getting there to beyond the imaginary Dell. Love that name. Global Mums in the house. Rachie 5 zeros. Is that
that's
the
Rachie.
is that the 5? Yeah, Rachie. So Rachie 5 zeros. Is that the 0 of evidence of flat Earth? And we got Factard, Jackalope Herdmaster.
Be nice to Rachie.
Stream. No, I know she's lovely.
Rachie's
Me Pet
okay.
69 is wonderful. And
Yes, we love
Steve, I saw a message you put up earlier about some sort of toilet message. You got a bit of a toilet fetish, I guess. Don't know, but I can't find it now because that was way back. So, King Crew, hey, bro.
Yeah. I just want to say something. I know we don't do chats with flirts that much on our on the EiE, but obviously Rachie would be a possibility on that one. But I have actually contacted her on a YouTube channel to try and get her to pop in and have a little word or a little get-together chat with Mr. Sensible. So, Rachie, you've got some messages. Drop me a message back and see how we get on.
Yeah, and just to back that up, Mr. Sensible, if you wanted to go on, he would have a conversation with you. It wouldn't be a debate, it would just be a little chat. And if you didn't feel comfortable talking to everybody else, he would bring you in just you on your own. So you'd have that ability just to put your point across and have a nice chat, because he is a decent guy. So yeah,
it's
go on, Mr. Sensible.
It's always friendly, it's always decent. And I'm sure at some point we'll try and do something over here, something similar in the future. Just wanted to get that out there.
Cool. Cool. And he has his thing coming out tomorrow. He has his mage video coming out. So that's
Yes.
exciting. I can't wait to see that footage.
Yeah, Mage tomorrow updates, and there's going to be a live after show straight after, so about 9:30. Normal show will kick about 9ish, and the after show will be on from 9:30. It should normally finishes just about 11:30 for anybody who's interested, so it rolls into the Shills.
Yeah, it
Actually,
stops
no, it's
before the
Friday night,
shows.
isn't it? So that doesn't really
it
matter.
might-
It could go a bit
Yeah.
longer.
He sometimes goes till 12, but like very rarely. But yeah, it's just a nice, pleasant chat about everything and nothing. But the mage thing is absolutely exciting because he's releasing the actual footage. So yay! And I'll be getting my patch soon. No, I'm joking. I didn't enter the competition. I did a whole thing of nobody else is allowed to enter the competition to get people riled up so they would enter the competition. So yeah, someone's gonna get their patch, which is awesome.
Yep, we're looking at full information on that one. So full video all the way through, and then there's going to be a snippet video as well at some point. So there'll be an edited one just to clear it. But yeah, just for anybody who's interested, it will be a full-on roll.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Mm.
I'll be watching. I don't know if I'll come on, but I will be watching.
I gotta say, even when Jutmonk comes onto Mr. Sensible's channel, he tames it down an awful lot.
Well,
Sometimes.
he can be a polite, safe for work individual. Occasionally,
Most of them, yeah, some of the time.
have we got a dead stream?
Bueller. Bueller.
We hear you, Kevin.
Fry.
Yeah,
Well.
that's what we've come to.
What what other stupid have people encountered this week? What do you guys think?
I don't know how stupid this is, but I find it ironic that September 11th is when the hearing is for Kyle.
Oh God.
God, yes. Yeah, I saw that today. Oh boy.
I'll say one of the best things is seeing Steve post about what's going on with the case on Twitter in a very rational, just here's the facts sort of way, and then hopping over to Kyle's Twitter to see how he spins it.
Talking of spinning, Kevin, and I just this is something, stupid things that I think of. And you could do a backflip in that jar, like sort of by say just doing mouth movements and kind of swimming around.
Seriously.
Is it a backflip if I don't have a back?
That's a good point. But it's again backwards flip though, isn't it? So it's still a backflip.
A backwards flip. Yeah, I mean, sure.
Yeah.
Totally rotate around.
Try it out.
Sure.
Let me know. Try it out. Let me know.
We'll see if he
I
sucks.
want to see this in your next video.
If he sucks, he'll rotate backwards. If he blows out, he'll rotate forwards.
And if he fucks it up, I'll make a fucking rant about it.
I'd kind of like to see Kevin jump out of his jar like a dolphin.
Yeah,
Do a little
fish
flip
out of
back
water,
into the
wouldn't
jar.
he? He would
definitely
literally be
majestic.
like a fish out of water, I reckon.
That's the point. It would be hilarious.
Ah, see,
That's
yeah,
not very
the thing
nice,
is,
is it, Kevin? We're talking about
thing
taking
is,
you out of the thing that keeps you alive and throwing you on the floor for a bit to watch you flap around.
catch and release is a thing, and the fish is fine when you put it back in the water.
Don't worry about it, mate. I get put back in a cage at the end of the night.
See, now
That's for the world's
for
safety.
your own safety.
But now I'm frustrated because now I want to animate all this stuff. I want to do me flipping over in the jar and hopping out of the jar.
I'm falling
But I don't have my
over.
PC with me yet. It just got shipped to me starting today.
Yay!
I'm
It'll be
sure
with you
that
soon.
Dick has got plenty of horsepower.
Say nothing.
Horse dick.
He said in his move.
Oh man. I need to stop for a minute.
You need to stop for a minute. What, are you gonna have a laughing fit?
Yeah, pretty much. I need to get a drink or something because wow.
So Professor Phil Bell says that Arwen insists that meteors are created by excess helium at the firmament.
What the fuck? What,
Yeah.
traveling at like hundreds of fucking, if not thousands of meters per second? Does helium travel that fast?
Well,
anything can
yeah, that's
travel
what I'm
that
confused
fast if
about,
it's in
like-
the right condition, but atmospheric
confused.
helium is not going to do that.
I'm gonna say like
I'm
atmosphere.
confused, though, like,
helium,
does
atmosphere traveling that fast, that's all.
I'm confused though. Does Arwen think that meteor craters are caused by this, or like the thing we see in the sky?
Like, yeah, like since
It's all
when?
just dust, Kevin.
How does how does helium have anything like mass? Or it's not following. It just does. And my brain just looks at it and says, "What the fuck does that even mean?"
I swear
Yeah,
they
I
just
just-
say shit, don't they? They just say anything.
Yeah.
Well,
It doesn't even. It
Earthland,
doesn't even
helium
make
is
sense.
magic.
Helium is magic,
Helium
right?
is magic.
Okay, so helium's magic, right? It's a noble gas. It doesn't react with anything, and it's lighter. You know, it's one of the finer elements. There's only a couple. Hydrogen's the only thing that's actually finer as far as density goes. You know, it's smaller
Well, as far as mass goes.
as far as mass goes. So you know, it's gonna. I mean, we have trouble containing helium because it passes through containers. That's how bad it is. So that's why mylar balloons, even deflate over time because the helium literally seeps through the mylar. So I just don't understand how they think that's a meteor. It doesn't connect.
It's flat earthers, helium, magic. I would say it's simple as that. But also, Arwen. Really?
I'm
I mean,
still
do you
trying to
expect
get my head around
anything anything that makes sense to come out of him?
Phil Bell says he says helium turns to dust and collects into a rock shape.
Right. Okay.
So wouldn't that still be a helium rock, which would still be lighter than air?
Well,
The term
you
moron.
can condense helium down, right? So I've got containers which contain a shit ton of helium, and it's liquid, but it sure as fuck is denser than air.
Well, yeah.
The term moron.
It's also quite chilly.
Right, and as soon as you expose it
Gotta go
to
cold.
as soon as you expose that to atmospheric pressure, it turns into a gas. Like almost,
Yeah,
it
that's
boils off. So I don't get it.
Look what Jeff Roberts said. Did you see the news about the giant chunk of lighter than air helium that came crashing through someone's house?
Yeah. It's not as if, people have been hit by meteors.
Entire
Isn't
towns.
there at least one person who was like hit directly in the head by something that fell from space?
Not
you-
sure about the head, but I know that someone broke a leg being hit.
You're thinking about Northern Exposure, okay? Remember that show? Guy kept getting hit by satellites.
I just want to point one thing out right now. I've heard on Nathan Oakley's 1980 bullshit crap show that Arwen has said that he was the one who thought up relative density disequilibrium and everybody else has taken it from him. So if he's willing to think that helium can turn into a rock at the firmament and fall and crash to Earth as a meteor, he's got serious fucking issues.
Well, I don't think there was a conditional required there. He's got serious issues. That's the reason why people wouldn't touch him, because you can't help but just still feel sorry for the kid. And I'm not trying to be funny with that or anything. It's
Oh no.
No.
It's
Like, didn't
sad.
he?
No.
Doesn't he have some theory about how there were more than one son at one point? There were multiple sons and stuff. Like, he's got some really, really, really strange ideas.
Oh, please tell me the other son is now Jupiter.
I don't know. I didn't pay attention long enough. I really couldn't.
Like, I would love that because it would be like the reverse of like the idea that Jupiter is basically a failed sun already. Even though failed sun is kind of a misnomer.
Well, there are stars that are smaller than Jupiter, but they also have a hell of a lot more mass than Jupiter, and that's what people
Right.
tend to skip past. Like, it's not about the actual volume that it's taking up; it's about the mass involved, and there's not enough mass in Jupiter to be a star. Just plain isn't.
Yeah, and that's what I've come to understand is that it isn't so much a failed star. It's just like in another set of circumstances, it might have been a second star because it is rare that we live in a system with one star compared to everything else out there. But
Yeah, Clive Wells says we live on Tatooine.
Yeah, I feel
well,
that
technically it's not rare that we live in a system with just one star. It's just that systems with only one star are a system with two stars are pretty hostile to life.
Yeah.
Right. It's not likely for life to evolve in a binary star system.
Yeah.
It'd fucking ace sight though, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, that would be
wouldn't
fucking
it,
cool.
No, I was going to say,
You know-
wasn't there some kind of mythological thing where there was a black sun once, and that's what they reckon causes eclipse?
I was going to say that just sounds like an
black
ancient culture.
sun.
Yeah.
Well, within a flat Earth, there's this thing about a black sun, but that's just people who don't understand how CCDs work and what happens when you overload a CCD.
Yeah, it gives you a black image. It's funny how that works.
Wait, no, what are we talking about? A black sun totally exists. Soundgarden.
Oh, no, that's a black hole sun, actually. I think you'll find.
Yes.
And that is fucking excellent.
Yeah, I wish it could come and wash away the pain now, actually, of Flurfism.
Oh my god. 2020 is a year where we need a black hole sun.
Yeah, just fucking end it all.
I'm convinced that on New Year's Eve, it's going to tick over to midnight, and the calendars are all going to change to 2020 round 2.
Yeah,
just
damn well should.
we will have lost one life, and we can try again, but we've got to put a couple of quarters in the machine.
Yeah, several.
Jesus Christ.
We're out
You
of
know what? If we
we're out of
really pile
credits.
on-
We're out of credits.
If we
at this
really
point.
pile on the crazy in 2020 round 2, then hopefully we can hit an Earth kill screen.
Don't worry.
Outside of the US, it fucking sucks. I would hate to be in the. I mean, I don't see if there is a single way in which the elections can
You're
result
dropping
in
out
anything
there?
other
Or is it
than
just
violence.
You thought 2016 was a rock in a hard place.
Yeah, I know. This is going to be fucking awful. It's just like this. Whoever wins, it's going to be a nightmare.
Did everybody disappear? What the heck?
That's
No, I think it's just
weird.
AB.
No,
I think
no.
it's just AB dropping out a little bit.
Yeah, because
Am I dropping out? Oh,
yeah,
shit.
I wasn't
Maybe.
hearing like half of what you just said there. Like, I didn't hear. any
No,
of it.
same. What? I wasn't sure if it was just me or not.
No, I heard. In fact, I heard you ask if he was dropping out, and I was going to answer, but then he came back.
Yeah.
Am I roboting or was it?
No, just dropping
it's
straight
okay.
out to nothing.
Yeah, it's just dropping you.
Like a gain drop.
Fucking drop out.
Yeah, I am. That I am.
Yeah.
Discord.
Look where it's got you in life.
Yeah.
You and your fancy
Being a
job
fucking
and all.
dropout.
Fancy job? Do you really think my job is fancy? Because last time I checked, I work for about a quarter of what is minimum wage in the UK, and at the moment I work about 15 hours a day.
Yeah, that is pants.
There's nothing.
But wait, I thought
I'm not
all the
making much at the
conspiracies
moment.
were. I thought all the conspiracies were that scientists could get rich and lord it over us all.
You would think, but turns out that in science, if you want to make money, what you need to do is write a book about how scientists are in it for all the money and how you can't trust
And
them.
then make money off the book.
And then make money off the book because...
And you know damn well you get them fucking checks from the government as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, technically the government pays me, but...
You know, the little ones that get delivered in the envelopes to us, those ones.
Yes, from Mark
special ones that
Leventhal.
we get.
Yeah, those ones. But that's not for my work in the lab. That's just YouTube.
Oh, is that just for just for our crusade on YouTube?
Yeah, that's just YouTube.
I did like. Has anyone ever seen the paleontologist Trevor Valle responding to Eric Dubé saying that dinosaurs never existed?
I think I have. I think that was around the non sequitur show time. So yeah,
it's really wonderful because Eric Dubé keeps going on about like big paleo and how it's all just an excuse to make money and everything, and you've got a real life paleontologist there sitting there going, then why am I struggling to get funding for anything? Why are all the friggin' nature channels about sharks instead of dinosaurs?
Well, but that's also funny. It's because what people don't seem to realize, right? And I because we're talking when we're talking about research grants and stuff like that, it's like yes, we're talking about millions. We're currently working on a £3.5 million research grant. It's like that's a lot of money.
But it's not your money. It's for the project.
It's not our money. There's only a tiny amount. Mrs. Science just won a huge grant, and it's going to pay for, well, it would cover about 20% of her salary, and the rest of it, you have to make up through teaching and lots of other stuff. You have to do multiple research projects. It just isn't a lot of money when they're talking about climate researchers. They're bringing trillions. They're bringing trillions, and trillions are spent on research and stuff like that. It's like, but none of that goes to the actual researchers. Academics. I'm not going to say that academics in general are horribly paid, right? Because salary wise, under the provision that you work your standard full-time week, salary wise, it's not bad, right? But having said that, there are better paid jobs which are far easier to get.
Like being president. I mean, King Cruz just put in the chat, I just really want to know why Jutmonkthedrunk Monkey is not running for prez. And the answer is quite simple. Because I won't wear one of them fucking stupid suits you stupid idiots have to wear in office. Fuck that.
To be honest, anyone who wants to be president is not fit to be president.
That is correct.
That's frequently the case.
Their words were never spoken.
And Phil Bell did ask us who the panel thinks will win the U.S. election. We did do a pub chat like last week or something where we went into that, but I mean, we could probably summarize it again. I'll go first. The answer is Kanye West. Next.
I'm going to go for Elvis Presley because he's definitely still here somewhere doing something.
Well,
Jesus might make a comeback.
Well,
it is a difficult one.
Well, I was gonna say I kind of agree with Jutmonk because Elvis is definitely more qualified in his present condition than Donald Trump. So
A few weeks ago, I was on I think it was Irish Demon's channel, on the Beardsman talking about various things, and one of the things was the presidential election. And it's a very difficult one because at that stage I said, look, I'm not a Trump supporter in any way, shape or form, but people like him always have their voters out. And what it'll do for the Democrats is people don't go out and vote at all. On the flip side of it, you have someone, I won't say nearly as bad as Trump because he's not, but nearly as bad as a Republican. I won't go into that, but so a lot of people.
That Joe is an incompetent
cunt. Yes.
Yeah.
But a lot of people who are being, and I don't use this term as in what you would see in the Middle East, but radicalized by the various movements over the last few years, whether it's Me Too, whether it's the Black Lives Matter, whether it's the push for human rights and trade union rights, which is happening all across the States at the moment. And there's these little pockets of things where people are becoming, I say radicalized, but it's not really radicalized because, it's normal in the rest of the world, or the Western world anyway. It's the basics of what we have over here.
But isn't that... Sorry, no.
The problem with it is, a lot of people feel that Joe Biden isn't the candidate they want, need, or deserve. And I would never, because maybe I have a history in the trade union movement, I would never say, vote for Joe Biden if you don't want to vote for Trump, although that's kind of looking the way it's going. I would like to see from grassroots level, from the base level, if you don't think either one of the fucking parties represent you, get out and form your own party and do it yourself. Stop waiting on these politicians, these careerist pricks, to do things for you. Actually get out, be active, and do it yourself. Because you'd be surprised how many people want that at the moment.
Well, yeah, this whole election has turned into, if you don't want Trump, vote Biden. It really has. And Biden isn't even saying that. Biden is just basically saying, I've got plans about COVID. I've got plans. He's actually running a halfway decent campaign compared to, the smear campaigns of the past couple elections. He's saying, this is what I want to do going forward, but it's I don't think it's going to be enough to really catapult his popularity.
It's not working.
Biden, boredom, same thing, innit?
That's the thing. He really needs to. He needs to be able to reach the Bernie Sanders and the kind of centre left, and he's not doing that at the moment.
As much charisma as the toe jam between my feet.
Because, because that's the thing where I kind of have to restrain myself. And there's several issues, right? And it's about that divisiveness. And firstly, I would say, and this is not exclusive to the United States. That's everywhere across Europe. Your over-reliance on your main parties is not going to work. Now, is it feasible to set up a third party to really compete at a national level in a general election in the US? No, it's not. However, what you can do is get engaged in local politics, because you'll be surprised in how much power, because a lot of people would dismiss it's local politics is not important. You'll be surprised in how much power actually local politics has, and how directly that can affect your lives, and also more importantly, how you can deal with politics on an organizational level that is much smaller and much more agile. So whilst you're waiting for policy to be in place at a national level that can take ages, you have very nimble local political organizations such as City Hall, which can function, and it can work much quicker. And there's another point before I hand over. It is laughable in how it's all framed about, you know, we were talking about the far left and the far right. Any Americans listening, I would just like to highlight to you that in the rest of the world, Joe Biden would be a right-wing candidate.
Yes. And I want to point out something real quick, too. You bring up the local level and the state level here. It's those levels where third parties have been most successful. Like, we've had a governor of a state that was an independent, or actually was a libertarian. And, you know, I'm not saying go vote libertarian. I'm not a libertarian myself. But, you know, if you have independent parties, they need to be successful locally before they're going to win presidency. That's just how it's going to have to work. You're going to have to prove themselves before people will vote for them.
Yeah, sorry, there was just a super chat saying Dimsum Nimsum, saying that Bernie is not centre left, he's far left. No, I'm sorry. If you look at most of Europe,
Exactly. I was about
Bernie
to make
is
that
a
point.
centrist candidate.
Yeah. And can
in
I
some
also
policies, he would actually be on the right wing.
Can I also say one of the things that frustrated me about the last presidential campaign was the people that didn't vote for the Democrats. And I've been in politics. I've been around politics for a long time. When you're running a campaign, which I have done, right? I've done for other people. When you run a campaign and you lose, your starting point isn't to say, what did the voters get wrong? That is the wrong starting point. You didn't vote for my candidate, so now you have this. No. What should have happened, and hasn't happened still in the Democratic Party from what I can see, what should have happened was, where did we go wrong with the voters?
Sorry, Kevin.
Why didn't our message get through?
Kevin.
I'm just trying to get a word in here because Colin says he's got to head out, so he wanted to say goodnight to everyone.
Yes,
yeah, I'm going to drop, guys, so take care, guys. Yeah, I'd love to carry on the chat, but yeah, I got work in the morning, so I've got to go and pay some pennies.
Do you know what? I am going to join you because I'm up at 6 o'clock. So, fuck that.
You're not getting in my bloody bed again. Get out. No,
fucking
it's
no.
not
I wait
happening.
till you're asleep, mate, and I crawl up and cuddle up to your leg, innit?
You're just going to spoon me again, aren't you?
No, spoons.
Well, thanks very much for joining, guys. We always appreciate both of you here.
Yeah, night, guys.
Fucking brilliant.
Good night,
Loved
lads.
it. I will sit and listen in the background, but I need to chill. So I'll fucking catch you on the flip side.
So,
Good
Blue,
night,
there is
boys.
a super chat for you.
We've two super chats. We've two super chats just before we go any further. One is from Dimsum Nimsum. Says, no, there isn't a right in Europe. It's left. That is not correct. That is really not correct. And I will come back in on that in a little while because I have experience of the fuckers. And NANA says, can I hear Blue Marble Science say, well, a wiser fellow than myself once said, sometimes you eat the bar, sometimes the bar eats you. They want to hear it.
Yeah, they want to hear that. Well, I think there's a lot of wisdom in that. Sometimes you're the bug, and sometimes you're the windshield. No, I'm sorry. Sometimes you eat the bear, and sometimes the bear eats you.
Nice.
How's that? How did I do?
That's
you
good.
did very well. Well, it'll be up to NANA.
I assume NA was going for Sam Elliott's line in The Big Lebowski. Sometimes you eat the bar, and sometimes the bar eats you.
See, I was thinking Blondie myself, like goes out at night eating bars and eating cars and.
Yeah, just really quickly want to come back in that people have said Europe doesn't have a right wing. Yes, we fucking do. And I say that being a European. I've seen the rise of European fascism coming back. Hungary is one of the most toxic places at the moment for far right politics. In Greece, when the crisis was at its height, the right wing, who involved the police, by the way, went into trade unionists and set them on fire. So yes, there is a right wing. And in Poland, the ruling party at the moment, a few years ago, tried to outlaw women in work and outlaw women have roll back on the freedoms of choice for women in pregnancy, not just abortion, but other choices as well. And women actually walked out of work. They had a black day, I think, I think it was Black Friday or something that they called it, but it was a strike. All of the women of Poland went on strike against a far-right government coming in with the centre government and trying to take away women's rights. So we do have a growing right-wing movement here. To say that we don't is dangerous and it's incorrect. But just on Bernie Sanders, I'm not a big fan of Bernie Sanders. I do like some of his policies, but if you look at his record, a lot of what he stands for is what Europe already has as human rights. That healthcare for all, it's already here in most European countries. Education.
Yeah, so I think it's talking about. About relativism, right? So there's another super chat that comes in saying European Union right is USA center left.
Okay. I just wanted to say that there are European right wingers, extreme right, and they are on the rise, and it is dangerous.
Yeah, and I think what the key point is that something that you have to remember is that and I see it as a window, and in Europe the window or the spectrum is just much larger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just much larger in the UK, which is, you know, it's quite right wing, but in a kind of neoliberal sense, right? The extreme right is not a huge thing here, and what for the UK is extreme right is in some other European countries you know, would be considered a bit pansy, but you know, we're still taking things like universal healthcare. That's standard, right? It is just inconceivable that is not standard.
Sorry to interrupt, AB, because he has posted in the chat again saying he is a damn radical. He wants to steal people's money and abolish private healthcare. That's fucking radical. Hang on for 1 minute. If you actually read his proposals, if you have read and seen the legislation that he has put forward over his time in the Senate, you would understand that that is not what he is proposing when it comes to healthcare. He's saying abolish private healthcare, and instead of people throwing their money at insurance companies, that every single person would have a properly funded healthcare because it would be going through taxation. Now, that being said, there's issues with that proposal, as we have seen in Europe. But it would be better paying the premiums that you're paying at the moment to vulture funds and people like that in the insurance companies. I would rather pay that to the government and actually get services for that money, rather than begging insurance companies when you do need the payout to give it to you, because I've seen the results of that too.
Yeah,
I just wanted to fucking challenge that, because that drives me insane. Read what he was proposing.
And here I am over in Canada, where the far right still totally agrees with universal healthcare.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's like, well, here in the UK, publicly they will agree with universal healthcare. On you know, they'll sell it off to whoever in parts gradually, but but you know, for a lot of even for a lot of far right movements, universal healthcare is a core tenet. And even if we were going to break it down to neoliberalism and stuff like that, then how does that work with a socialist policy like universal healthcare? I'm not saying that universal healthcare policy is socialism, but it is a socialist policy, right? And actually, there is a very clear-cut business case for universal healthcare and investing in universal healthcare.
Well,
If you look at it on a corporate level, if you treat your country as a corporation, then it absolutely makes sense.
well, and here's the thing too. Like in the United States, people hear the word socialist, and they freak out because, of course, the National Socialist Workers Party is very much still a memory in our past, and they equate it with fascism and Nazism and stuff like that. But there's a lot of socialist programs in America that people don't even realize are socialist. The military medical system is a socialist program. The roads, the fire department, those are socialist programs.
Well, yeah, and that's
And
the key thing to remember,
work,
right?
Because they work, and they keep working, and if we did the same thing with healthcare, we'd all be better off with it.
Yeah, and I think that's the key thing we have to remember. Is like going outright socialism is obviously a fucking stupid idea. Going outright free market is also a really stupid idea. But those two things exist, and whatever you think of Karl Marx, right? He was right about one thing, and as dialectics, the idea of that in these two contrasting philosophies, through dialogue, through healthy dialogue between the two sides, you can find the optimum system. And we can employ, we can use things as a welfare state and a healthy, relatively free market without going too far in any of those directions. There has to be a solution there somewhere.
I'm just thinking we've reached the conversation of dialectics. We're in trouble now. Fuck.
Well, I mean, we started talking about politics, and that in itself may have been a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no. But once you hit the term dialectics, it's like fuck. Right, we're knee deep in it.
So we've been going about 90 minutes now, folks. Well,
well, there is one thing that I want to address, and it's not an easy thing that I want to address. And I want to say before I do address it, it's in no way, shape, or form trying to attack any individual or any channel or any person. It's just something that I need to address, and that is earlier this week. There was a channel, I'm not going to mention them, but there was a channel in the community that put up a video on mental health. Now, I have to preface this with saying they took it down, they did a retraction, and that was good. But I do have to explain a little bit of why I had an issue with it, because I did get messages, and this is the first time I've actually gotten to speak about it. So I'm not going to go into half of it because, yeah, but spelling errors, not a good idea when you're dealing with mental health, because it gives people who are against looking at the mental health crisis that we have, they will use that as a battering ram and say, you know, they're too uneducated or too emotional to tell their own stories. And I know this from experience. But what frustrated me the most, and the reason why I actually had to speak up, was... where is it actually? Sorry, I do need to... Hang on, my phone has disappeared. Yeah, there it is. I do want to read out a sentence that kind of triggered me and why. And the sentence reads, ask them if there is any specific reasons for why they don't want to seek help. Now, why I got annoyed and why I got triggered was that is the worst thing to do to someone who has come to you with an issue. You never ask a person who trusts you to help them why they have not sought help before, or why they have not asked for professional help before. And here's why. That is not an innocent question, no matter how it's phrased. It is a loaded question. It's dangerous, and it's borderline victim blaming. Now, again, I am not suggesting that the people behind that video promotes any of that. I want to explain the dangers in it. It suggests to the person that's going through it that they are a burden on you. It makes them think, well, why are you coming to me about it? Why don't you just seek professional help? And if they've taken this terrifying step in trusting another human being, i.e. you, with what's going on, you are the fucking help. You are the front line. You are the person they are trusting first because you are supposed to be their friend. It shuts down the conversation, and the likelihood is they will not have that conversation with you or possibly anyone again, and that can lead to dangerous circumstances. So as much as it killed me to call out members of our community,
well, wait a second.
Felt that one particular line was dangerous advice, and that's why I spoke up.
Continuing the conversation, because I was one of the individuals having the conversation with you about that. Obviously, we should encourage people to seek professional help because we are not qualified to actually be professional help, and it should be encouraged to seek help, but you should not, like, how would one go about that? Because at some point you're gonna go beyond your depth as the help. If you're not a mental health professional, you're not qualified to deal with certain things. Just point blank. This is the conversation.
You're not an emotional coach for anyone yet.
Right. So at some point you're gonna have to be honest with the person seeking to help that you're out of your depth. So how do you go about that without making it feel like they're a burden? How do you do that? There's got to be a way to do that.
That is a very good question. That is a very good question.
There is a very simple answer to that, and that's not why didn't you seek professional help. It's why don't you seek professional help?
Have you thought?
It's about encouraging, and it's about.
And it's just the way it was phrased.
Establishing that it's okay.
And I think that goes to the point that it was a bad way of phrasing it, but I think the intent is, yes, at some point that needs to be, like, have you thought about seeking professional help?
And that's fine. Have you thought about it?
Right.
The way it was phrased, and this is why I got annoyed, because I've lost friends to this. It was how it was phrased. Ask them why they have not sought help. They are seeking help. That's the important thing. Now, if you want to guide them to professional help, then you say, well, I do a bit of research, first of all. Don't leave it at the
give them something. Right, okay. So give them something.
Do a bit of research and say, if you want, I found this place, I will come with you. If you feel that is an avenue to do. Or if you just want to talk, but there are issues here that I can't help you with. And sometimes people just want to talk. But when you ask them something like, why haven't you done this? The issue is that to someone going through that, what it feels like you're saying, now you're not saying it, but what it feels like to someone who's going through it, I know it from experience, is, well, why are you talking to me about it? And then they start to feel like a burden.
Yeah, you don't want
to challenge it.
Can I kind of add my 2 cents to this, which is, I think it needs to be said that these sorts of things happen in stages, right? And that first stage of someone just reaching out to someone.
Right.
At that point, starting off, it's okay to take their hand and help them as best you can. But Bull is right. At some point, a professional is going to need to step in. I don't think it should start with, why haven't you sought professional help? That is a question that should be asked, but not necessarily right away.
And that wasn't said explicitly, but it could have been misconstrued from the way it was phrased in the video.
Yeah.
But
and so I just wanted to say it was nothing against the people who created the video. It was just something that I felt I needed to call out, because just for the fact that it's just, to me, it's dangerous advice.
Yeah, but I think it's also a subject that a lot of people need to
And if you
That's a bit-
you broke up there again, AB. I don't know what's
sorry,
happening.
I'm a bit far from the mic. I think it's also something that people need to get to grips with.
Here's
because we've got to realize that everyone knows someone with mental health issues.
yes,
And if you're, it's important that you have to realize and you have to accept the fact that if someone comes to you with that okay, you can't provide actual help, but you can provide support. And there is just a simple thing that anyone can do, and that is in any situation. It is not even it's not even whether someone approaches you about mental health issues. It's about anything in any situation where a person is struggling. Don't because people feel the need that they need to give advice, and and if they don't feel qualified to it, they go, "Oh shit, I'm not qualified. Have you? Why don't you go to mental health?" No, there's a very simple thing that anyone can practice, and that is just calmly ask, "What do you need?"
Yeah.
Well, ask
How
what
can
you
I
need.
help?
Ask what you need, and if you were going to bring up professionals for someone else on behalf of someone else, I would think that it would be wise, as the person trying to suggest professional help to somebody, that you talk to a professional about how to approach that with that specific person, because it's going to be specific. It's going to be specific to the person. There might be a person that just hasn't even thought of the idea and be like, "Oh yeah, I never thought about that," or "I have a financial issue." And then there's going to be the person that's absolutely terrified to talk to a psychologist or psychiatrist for whatever reason. Those are two extremes. So
Yeah, I mean, for me, I've done work with Pieta House, which is a suicide prevention charity in Ireland, and the problem is when people don't know how to deal with mental health issues or crises in general, the worry is that they can say the wrong thing and it can backfire big time, and in some regards lives are on the line. And so I just wanted to make it clear that the way in which that was worded was a very dangerous wording, because when you say, "Why haven't you done this?" you're throwing it back at them as if to say, "Don't come to me with this. What the fuck?" And it's not the intention, but that's the way it's received to someone that is actually going through mental health issues.
Yeah, and as I said, it doesn't even have to apply to mental health issues. It's about whether your partner is upset or something's happened. Just ask what they need.
I think it's,
and that's the most important thing that you can do. Is ask, what do you need, and how can I help you?
exactly. I think oftentimes.
And I do want to point
think
out, sorry, Blue, but I have to point out that that particular video has been taken out of the public view, and maybe the people who made it are actually thinking about rephrasing it. I don't know, but
Well, they did post a retraction.
yeah, they posted a retraction, and it's fair enough that they took the criticism, but it points to the problem. So
Yeah, no, it's just that people have been asking why I actually had a problem with it in the first place.
well, yeah.
So I just wanted to explain that, because I didn't want people thinking that I had an issue with it because of the people behind it. That wasn't the point of me raising it. And the other thing is, when something like that happens, we as a community need to, and fair play to them, they have, but we as a community need to have the ability to criticize each other in a healthy manner and in when it really matters. And I didn't mean any hurt by it, but it was something I was quite pissed. I was quite pissed off at it. Just at that fucking phrasing.
Yeah.
Sorry, Blue, you wanted to
we
get
have to
in.
recognize
Hang on,
that people
hang on.
can make mistakes. So yeah, Blue.
Yeah. Blue, you wanted to get in.
I forgot what I was going to say now.
So, I'm sorry I interrupted now. Jesus.
There was something about how sometimes the bar eats you, and
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
sorry,
one
guys.
of those-
I did.
It's one of those bug days, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, well, I wanted to clear the air, and I did want to just give my piece on it, and yeah, I'm happy enough.
fair enough. Mental health is a very important subject these days. It's one we just need to be very careful when approaching, because we want to do it right. We want to do justice by everyone who suffers through these things, lives through these things, as I would know. With that aside, do we have anything else we really wanted to cover tonight?
I got nothing.
Yeah, other than what have we got coming up? We have Shills for the next 2 nights, and then we have the poker stream. I don't know if Barman is going to be back for the poker stream this week, so you might be left with me and Tatty again. And then we have the Uncalled For coming back next week, or this week. So, yay!
But really, what is a bar without a man?
I know, but here's
It's
something
an empty
to
edifice.
leave people with.
It's an empty edifice.
Here's something to leave people with, although we probably want to leave them with it next week. Next Sunday, not this Sunday, but next Sunday, sees the return of Pain of Progress.
Yes.
And I cannot fucking wait.
I'm really excited
Pain
for
of
that.
Progress. It's going to be awesome, because they're looking at more social issues, and how social issues have kind of shaped society. So it's going to be really, really exciting. Can't wait.
Absolutely. I'm really excited for that. Anyone in the chat who's never watched Pain of Progress, watch it. It might be our best show.
Also, where the fuck have you been if you haven't seen it?
I know, right? Go watch POP.
Yes. All right.
Well then.
Are we wrapping up?
I would.
Unless anybody has anything else they want to cover. I guess I should mention for myself, I am currently working on part 2 of What's It Doesn't Get It, and that'll be out, but it's going to be slightly reduced quality because I'm working with a limited setup until my actual PC gets here. But I refuse to let my channel die for any significant amount of time.
I want to announce that I have something that I'm going to have to take a couple days off for in December. And I'm not going to say what it is. I'm not going to say what it is, but look for it on my channel.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's not a cliffhanger at all.
My actual fucking channel. Like, which doesn't really see a whole lot of traffic, so hopefully we can...
you have a channel?
Yeah, I do. I do actually have a real channel with some videos that cover just random things, but this particular thing could change the focus of it quite a bit. Let's put it that way.
Can I just say, as Bill was speaking there, my avatar was up, so it looked like Bull is me. Bull is God, by the way. If you don't love Bull, get out. Just gonna say that now.
Okay, Heat Shield asked if we want to just all say who we are for anyone who might be new here. Myself, I'm DeadKennedyInSpace. Next.
Krafty Keelah.
Booleanenator, I'm the one that doesn't have an avatar that comes up because I'm producer. Just look for the yin yang and the guy holding the computer, etc.
Bull is everywhere.
Yeah, I'm in a lot of places. The question is, where am I not? not where I am.
Hang on, actually, Bull. Give us a rundown of your week.
This
But hang on,
this
before
week
you do-
or
before you do,
this week or
Before
a
you
week
do.
in
Okay.
general.
AB, who are you?
I don't know.
Well, that's
I
AB
really don't know.
science.
I do things. I'm not. Don't ask me personal questions because who I am is a secret.
Alright, fair
The
enough.
government will
That's-
hide that from you. My slitty eyes and my tail
What?
might be exposed.
He's a lizard person.
This is all news to
that's-
me, and I'm God, so Jesus.
That's AB. Big Blue, who are you?
I'm Blue Marble Science, and I laugh at silly people without regard for their mental health, one way or the other.
But what's this thing about a bar?
R?
What's this thing about a bar and eating it?
Oh, eating the bar, yeah. That's
Big Blue
or,
eats
or
bars.
the bar eating you, yeah, or the bar eating you. That's a
Alright,
terrible
I'm-
thought. I live
I'm-
close to where the bars are too. I can see the mountains where those things are living right now.
Now, sorry, I didn't mean to get us too off track there. I just wanted to finish who's who because Shield asked. Booleanenator, something about how your week's been.
My week. Which week? This week or my week in general? That's the
In general.
In general. Okay. So Monday through Friday, I do a show called The Morning Wood at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's over on Pimp Monk's channel, and we literally sit there and shoot the shit and talk about stupid people. Not necessarily anything to do with flat earth or science or anything, literally just stupid people. Then on Monday, starting on Sunday, let's just start with Sunday. Over on Sit Down with Debunkers, I have Equality at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then the Uncalled For at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on that day. On Monday, in addition to Pimp Monk Show at 2 Eastern Standard Time, I usually do Caffeine Corner for Steve McRae, and I do the Weekly Derp over on Sit Down with Debunkers. On Tuesday, I only have the one show with Pimp Monk. On Wednesday, that's my day off. Quote, day off. Right. And then on Wednesday, I also have the Autism Show. On Thursday, there's normally two different pub chats. We have one for UK and the US, but we're reconsidering that position because they tend to follow, and how many times have they had the same subject matter for both? And it seems like it would make more sense at this point to make it one show, kind of an in-between time for everybody. You can't please the entire world. Time zones are a thing.
Yep.
Friday is the Silly Shills Show, and every other Friday is the Mega Mirror, which I do for Steaming Cup of Reason on the EiE Network, in which we highlight a creator. And then Saturdays, I have the Stupidly Creepy Show on Sit Down with Debunkers, and I am available. I've been doing a lot of one-off shows for Schrodinger's Cat and MC Toon, so I've been a busy bee, to say the least.
So if
and
you want to book Bull for weddings, christenings, or any other family occasion to live stream.
Well, and keep in mind, I'm kind of reserving the dinner times for the return of the Non Sequitur Show, which may be coming shortly because September 11th hearing. Who knows what'll happen right after that? It should be interesting. But
That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how Kyle's gonna try to spin it, but it'll be fun to find out.
And in about 3 weeks, I'm not sure if it'll be Bull or if it will be Tatty, but on the EiE Network on a Monday, we are going to have a new show called Eye on Society. So that's going to be fun.
Yeah, I that kind of depends on what time it occurs, to be fair, because...
Yeah. We're still working all that shit out. But watch out for that, because that's going to be fun. Other than that, I'm ready to go to bed.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, all right. Well, in that case, I guess it's closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Right. Good night, everybody.
Night.
Bye, everybody.